Hey everybody, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, and wanted to move out of the parsha of matot into the parsha of moshe, so that we can get some of both of the parshas of the week. So the parsha of moshe delineates, describes, and details each one of the different places where the Bnei Israel journeyed, and the wording is different, but it says Vayisu v'yachanu, and they traveled and they encamped and they went from this place to that place, and all the places that are mentioned are important places, because each one of those places different things happened, and it's important for us to understand it. However, the Nesivos Shalom asks a good question, and the Nesivos Shalom, that's the Slonim Rebbe, says, quoting from the Psukim, he says, we need to understand Inyan HaParsha, the whole issue of this Parsha. We need to understand it. It says, as the Ohev Yisrael, one of the great Hasidic masters, explains, the Torah is eternal. So he says, what do you need this Parsha for? It's only relevant to that generation. Why is it so important for us in 2021 to have to engage with the different places in which they stayed? I get it. It's important for them to understand, as the Midrash says, Mashal the Melech, it's compared to a king. His son is not well. So what he does, he takes his son to a far place in order to heal him. And then once they return and everything's well, and the child has been is fixed, and they're coming and they're returning, the father begins to point out all the different places where they traveled. The father then says to the son, now that he's well, in a kind of a celebratory way, this is where you weren't well, this is where this happened, this you had a headache, this is where you were very tired, whatever the case is, but now look at you now. And so that's really Bnei Israel. They've gone through these 40 years of the desert experience. Now they're about to go into Eretz Yisrael, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is enumerating all the different places where they went in order to point out what had happened. Some places more positive, some places less positive, but the idea is just to get a full picture. But it comes along, the Slonim Rebbe says, okay, that's very nice, but what does it mean for me? What is this? That's the lesson I'm learning, that after the fact, when everything's now okay, I can now go back and enumerate the places that we went through, and the challenges that we went through. By the way, is an important thing, is that it's clear that what Chazal are telling us from this Midrash is that when we do go through a difficult time, we need to go back when everything's been passed, please God. We must go back and reflect on the things, and that's where we get Hakaras Hatov, our real expression of thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for this. Says the Slonim again, he says, V'yesh, he says the best teaches us a very important, very, very important lesson. That what? The Mem Beit HaMasot, the 42 different places where they stopped, actually for each one of us. That each one of us go through different travels, different places, different stops in our lives that are like the stops that the Am Yisrael went through when they came out of Bnei Yisrael. We have got 42 stops. I'm not sure what those 42 stops are. From what? From the time we come out of the womb until the time we go to our Eretz HaElyona, to the highest place that we can. Letaken al yadam asher alav letaken, to fix up everything that we can in our hands. And it's on that note that I just like to dedicate this Torah to the late father of Brad Sifris, who's in Eretz HaElyona, whose Yotzat is today, who is through the great merit of the work that his children do, is achieving high levels of connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please God. What does it mean? That besides the great secrets in each one of those different places which the Torah enumerates, that every single person has to understand that we have our own travels. What does that mean? He says, in the way that Arizal told us, sure, it's quite a thing. Every single day we've got a tafkid, we've got a task that we have to to fulfill on that specific day. It's a quite a frightening thought that what if we can't fix on this specific day, you cannot fix on any other day. And that's why it says, we know that Chazal say that that if not now, when? If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? What does it mean? That there's something specific in each day. And I suppose we have different challenges every day. And what the Shlomo is telling us is that we need to embrace those challenges, because those challenges are there to be mataka and to fix something that we need to fix on that day. And he says, that's why one of the things that we have to remember, and I think that during this time, this difficult time of COVID, and especially now in this third wave where things are quite difficult, says the Shlomo, this is what a Jew needs to do, to always go forward, So the person has to go forward, you have to continue, you have to add things, you have to keep walking. And the worst thing is when a person starts doubting what they're supposed to be doing. Said it to me, and that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu has this concept of his chadshut. Chadshut means continual renewal. His man is because whenever something is new, so then we can move forward. And that's what we learn. We say it every single day in our davening. Because if it's new, it means we can take that newness and go forward with this. And the last idea that the Shlomo says, he says, there are two aspects in the travels that we go through. Vayisu, vayachanu. We said right at the beginning, the way the Torah describes it, says that they went to this place, vayisu, vayachanu, and then they camped there. And he says, vayisu inyanei lichbosh makom chadash. When you go from one place to another, the inyan is lichbosh makom chadash, to go and conquer a new place. Vayachanu hanu lehishtaleit ala makom chadash shekavshu litbaseis boy. Says you can't just keep going and conquering. Sometimes what we have to do is find that place that we have, that we've conquered, and levasesbo, to really fit ourselves in that. And in every single place will depend where we need to, when we need to move, and how long we need to do, because kol masahu kibush hasitra achra, because every single journey that we go through involves some type of conquering of the Yetzer Hara. And so therefore, sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a little bit more. Sometimes a little bit more time. You need to have vayisu, but you also need to have the yachanu, because it's not enough just to feel at that point in time that we may have conquered, that we may have been successful, but we've got to entrench deep into our souls. And so that is part of the concept of the matot, of the travels that Bnei Yisrael go through in the desert. Have a beautiful day, everybody, and please God, we should be well. Please God, we should find that spaces to be able to move forward, to be chadshut, to constantly renew. Have a beautiful day, everybody.